I'm disgusted, Raider Nation. I didn't want to make this video because I know my blood pressure is going to boil. I have some heart issues that I'm dealing with. And these type of videos really hurt me, health-wise and otherwise. But I guess I need to show my points or my opinions or whatever about the Thursday night football game. Because I love some of y'all, and some of y'all I just need to talk to and get your comments and your feedback. Because I hope I'm not alone. I apologize if you don't like it, that the audio might be off. I'm doing this on an iPad in my little hallway. The lighting's not perfect. I have no graphics. I have no music. Just going to be me. Try to keep my heart rate down, my blood pressure down as much as possible. But I'm effing disgusted. After every loss like this, we need somebody to blame. If you watch my show the past 3 or 4 weeks, my post-game, my previews, whatever, every game has gotten a nickname. Please go to my Twitter, @MikeyRaider, and follow the timeline of this game. You'll see everything I was saying during, before, and after the game. And you might agree with it. You might not. I predicted this game, the outcome, before the second half on Twitter. But I give every game the past 3 weeks a nickname. The game versus the Broncos, when we got a victory, that was the Band-Aid game. Because we needed to start to heal, so we put a Band-Aid on that fucking game. The second game, I forgot who it was with, maybe Seattle. I don't care. My mind is gone. That was the Pride and Poise game, where we got some pride. We went into that game, we were smiling, laughing, and we just laid it all on the line, got a victory. The Pride and Poise game. Then, that might have been the last game. I don't know. Long story short, I gave 3 nicknames to the past 3 games. The Band-Aid game, the this game, the Pride and Poise game. And I labeled this Thursday night football game. I labeled it before it was even played. I labeled it the identity game. Because we won 3 games in a row. And now we are going to find our true identity with Josh McDaniels and the scheme and the system. And we're playing a really bad team. They don't have a quarterback. They're getting blown out for the most part by most teams by 10, 14, 15 points, even though they played good against teams. The Rams, you know. But this was supposed to be our identity game, where we put it all together. We play 100% good in all facets, not only running, passing, but we put it all together, where it's not only Devontae Adams, it's not only Josh Jacobs, it's the whole freaking team. And our defense was playing better as of late as well. This was the identity game. It still was the identity game. But now I know what that identity is. It's not domination. It's not strength. It's not power. It's losers. Where's my camera? It's losers. We're fucking losers. That's what Josh McDumbass brings to this team. A lot of you want to keep blaming Carr. I agree. He didn't play as good, but he can only play with what he's given with. He only threw the ball 20 times. That's like 5 throws a quarter. Baker Mayfield, in retrospect, threw it like 37 times. He didn't even have a playbook. Yeah, Derek Carr threw an interception in the red zone. I get that. That cost us at least 3 points. And out of the 20 throws, Derek Carr only completed 11, probably 52%. But if you remember some of those plays that Derek Carr threw, Davante Adams has to make a miracle catch every week outside the numbers, through defenders. Then there was 2 wide receivers running the same fucking route. Again, where Keon Cole got hit high and then he fell on his back because 2 wide receivers were in the same area. How many times did they make Davante Adams go across the middle? Like in previous games. How many times did Derek Carr do play action? I don't think that many. That's on Josh Mcdumba's play calling. And how, as Josh McDumbass, do you go into a game with a injured, partially injured running back, Josh Jacobs, tearing up the league, and still run him at least probably around 30 times, have him in on 97 or 98% of the plays on 3 days rest? Because you don't give a fuck. He's not on a 5th-year option. You can run him into the ground. If he gets injured, it don't matter. He injured his pinky. He came back in the game. I'm sure that's because Josh was like, I'm coming in the game. I don't give a damn. But you're a coach. We were winning the game at that point. Could you just not say, hey, go relax for a little bit? We're going to put in a little bit of Zamir White. He had like 3 runs. I think he had 10 yards or something on 3 runs. We scored 16 points in the first half. We go into halftime. We scored none. We had a 16-point lead. This is our 4th 16-point lead that we've lost. And in 20 years of our existence or something, or before that with 16-point leads, we're 20 wins and 2 losses with a 16-point lead at halftime. Y'all want to blame Derek Carr? Go ahead. This was a down game for Derek Carr. But we were winning when he was having a down game. Then it becomes a coach's game. A game plan game. What was the game plan for McDaniels? Run the ball, and then make Derek Carr throw the ball in traffic to 2 wide receivers in the same area, to throw the ball to Davante Adams outside the numbers where Davante has to make a insane catch again every freaking time. And, Josh McDaniels brought back the razzle-dazzle. The wide receiver sweeps. There's one play where Derek Carr became the lead blocker again. Watch the game back. I saw it. Did you? I did. Fuck you, Josh McDumbass. How does Derek Carr become a lead blocker? Calm down. How does Baker Mayfield come to the team, learn a 2-minute offense, learn the playbook, and play better and throw the ball more than Derek Carr? Josh McDumbass. You were not prepared for this game, Josh McDumbass. You were not prepared for this game. We had playbooks from the previous game. Did you tell yourself, I don't want to use any of those plays because they probably practiced for it because that was our latest game? That was our game a couple days ago, so they're going to know all our plays. We're not going to do any play action like we did in that game. They got a decent defense. They got Jalen Ramsey. We got to avoid Jalen Ramsey, even though he's been getting beat by every wide receiver this year, giving up 8 touchdowns this whole year. We're just going to run the ball with an injured Josh Jacobs on, 2nd and 7, 3rd and 5, every time. Then we're just going to punt. It's 4th and 1. Do you want to go for it? No. I'm going to punt the ball. We got a 13-point lead. Let's just keep running the ball and throwing the ball 5 yards. Let's not put any play action in there. No, we don't need it. We don't need it. Derek Carr even had to make plays with his legs a couple of times. If Derek Carr has to scramble, that means nobody's open, even down Devontae Adams. That means the play calling is not doing what it needs to do if Derek Carr has to run. Let's go back to a conspiracy theory, y'all, because I like that stuff. How does Baker Mayfield know that many plays, get everything done in time to beat us? Just like the Jets game last year, how do they beat us on the final play? How does our defensive coordinator play press coverage like man-to-man when they should be in prevent? Everybody knows with a 6 or 7 point lead and like 40 seconds left, you play zone or prevent. You don't put backup cornerbacks like Sam Webb and injured cornerbacks like Nate Hobbs with a broken thumb in man-to-man coverage for the entire final drive. There was also plenty of moments in there where I believe in the 3rd quarter, Josh Mcdumba took timeouts for the fucking Rams. Before that touchdown for Baker Mayfield, the Raiders took the timeout. Watch that final drive. Somewhere in there, the Raiders took the timeout or the drive before. It don't fucking matter. They took timeout for the Rams. But back to the conspiracy theory of Baker Mayfield knowing the plays. Matthew Stafford got injured about 3 weeks ago, went on IR about 2-3 weeks ago. Baker Mayfield was already on the ouch around that time. There's a rumor going around that Baker Mayfield requested the playbook while he was with Carolina, while he was requesting to be released, and they granted it. Did he have the playbook a week earlier? Was it given to him on before the plane ride, as they're all saying? He was a little bit too well versed in it. At least the 2-minute drill. I think the NFL knew what was happening, so they wrote a script for Baker Mayfield to get released. Baker Mayfield maybe have got the playbook 2 weeks ago. That's why he asked for his release from the Panthers, and they granted it to him. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. We're paying you $5 million, whatever the fuck the price tag is, but go ahead. We're going to do right by you, Baker Mayfield. We benched you. We fucked you. But we're going to do right by you and make you available for the Rams. And nobody else tried to acquire Baker Mayfield on the waiver wire. Not even the 49ers who lost Jimmy G. Oh, we got Brock Purdy. The NFL wrote a pretty good script this time, like WWE. And the script included Josh Mcdumba running the ball with an injured, partially injured Josh Jacobs like 30 times. No game plan. He had no game plan. Then the script had Patrick Graham and the Raiders cornerbacks on press coverage in the final game, or in the final touchdown for them to win the game. Here's another beef with the NFL. Max Crosby was being holed all day. But I'm not going to blame all that. We got calls our way in the first half, not the second half. One of my gripes is, did they even review the touchdown that Baker Mayfield threw to Van Jefferson? Looks like the ball might have hit the ground while he was making the catch and fallen down. I don't know. All I know is they didn't review it. Everybody was cheering and yelling for Baker Mayfield to win the fucking game. Then nobody fucking reviewed it. Now, I'm going to try to end it here in the next 4 or 5 minutes. How, as an intelligent quarterback, how as an intelligent coach do you force a partially injured running back to run the ball 30 times and then keep it out of the hands of Davante Adams? How do you do that on 3 days' notice? Do you not care for Josh Jacobs to rest him a little bit? Play Zamir White with a lead, with a 13-point lead? At the post-game press conferences, if you read my Twitter, I said the Raiders were playing soft. The Raiders were playing soft. They need to put their foot pedal to the metal. I said that shit in the second quarter and in the beginning of the second half when we had a 13-point lead. I said that. Go check out my Twitter at Mikey Raider. Then I got a couple of people that wrote, but we're dominating, Mikey Raider. We're dominating. You don't want them to go all out or, push the gas when we're dominating. That's what somebody wrote me. Go check out the timeline. How you feel about that question now to me? I love you, dude. You're a great dude. You're a fan of mine. I appreciate it. But I wrote you back. Yeah, you do. I go, yeah, we're dominating. But with only a 10-point lead, 13-point lead, and we're the fucking Raiders. We all know the history of what fucking happens to the Raiders. Especially with the storyline of Baker Mayfield. Put your foot on the gas. Throw the ball more to Davante Adams. Play action. Get him open. I don't care if Derek Carr has to throw the ball 35 fucking times. Even though we had a 13-point lead going into the second half and we looked like we were dominating in all facets, you still don't run Josh Jacobs more. Start figuring something out to give him a rest. And what did Herm Edwards say? You play to win the game. And in order to win, you got to score. You play to win the game. If they put their foot to the pedal to the metal and finally did some game planning to start the second half instead of running the ball again another 30 times with Josh Jacobs, we might have scored another touchdown. It all can't be blamed on the interception in the second quarter by Derek Carr. It cannot. You play to win the game. This should have been the identity game where we blow them out, where we do all the game planning and plays that we have done the previous 3 or 4 weeks to win. Davante Adams should have had like over 100 yards. Jacobs, maybe around 100 like he had. Derek Carr should have had over 300 yards. At least over 250. But it didn't happen. Oh, it's because Derek Carr sucks. Okay. You guys want to let it go. Mcdumba plays a big hand in all of this shit. And in the post-game press conference, Mcdumba said, and I quote, we got to learn how to win. We should have kept our foot on the pedal. We should have kept going. What? Hindsight is 2020, motherfucker, right? We should have kept our foot pedal to the metal. I know that now, after the game. Well, look here, Mcdumba. I was tweeting that shit in the second quarter, motherfucker. So you didn't see it? You didn't understand it until after the game? Oh, damn, we gotta continue to, put our pedal to the metal. That just proves you're dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb. You're not a good coach. Yet. We got to put our pedal to the metal. In Denver, I remember you putting the pedal to the metal in every fucking game that you were winning. Your ego took hold. You were like, yeah. Now with the Raiders, because you've lost a little bit, getting a little bit of drama and turmoil, now you're folding like a fucking puppy because you just want to win. And the only thing that's really working in your eyes is injured Josh Jacobs playing his heart out because you didn't sign him to a 5th-year contract. You're putting him into the fucking wall. You figured, Josh Jacobs will win it for us again. Even though he's injured, there's only 3 days of rest. He'll win it for us. Oh, he broke his pinky finger? Oh, put some tape on it. Bring him back in the game. We're going to run him another 15 times after that. And then people wrote, well, he don't trust Derek Carr because Derek Carr's a bad quarterback. He don't trust Derek Carr. Okay. So he don't trust Derek Carr, who's helped win us the previous 3 games, who's thrown the ball to Davante in play action, blah, blah, blah. But he don't trust him in this game off of 3 days rest with an injured Josh Jacobs. He trusts Josh Jacobs. Not Derek Carr. He trusts Josh Jacobs. Because the minute Derek Carr threw that interception in the goal line, Josh McDaniels was like, oh, shit, I quit. We had the lead. Don't matter about the interception. We had the lead. Josh McDumba played scared. He had no game plan coming into this game. And the only game plan he had was Josh Jacobs. Then when we got the lead, he was afraid to lose it. He was afraid to lose it. So he quit. Then the game caught up with him, and we got fucked. Then at the post-game press conferences, I should have kept my foot on the pedal. Yeah, think? Every one of us knew that shit, but you, Josh McDumba. And then Derek Carr at the post-game press conference. Derek Carr has now brought back I just do what Josh tells me to do. Oh, Derek Carr, what did you see on that play when you did this? Look, I'm going to leave that up to Josh. Go ahead and ask Josh what that was all about. But I just do what Josh McDumba tells me to do. 3 weeks of winning has been deterred by 1 week of Mcdumba. Baker Mayfield did not win them that game. Josh McDumba won them that game. Yes, the penalties to Jerry Tillery and all that added up. I get it. But if we would have put our foot pedal to the metal earlier in the game, I guarantee you Davante Adams or somebody else would have scored, and we would have had, going into the final minute, a 10-point lead, a 13-point lead, not only a 6-point lead. I think the NFL is rigged sometimes. Back to the conspiracy, so I can end it with this. Even after we won our third game in a row, we were kind of getting in the playoff hunt with a big Patriots matchup coming up. We were technically going to beat the Rams. Everybody knew it. That's why this game hurt so much. But we were technically going to beat the Rams. The NFL knew it. And they still flexed out the game versus Josh McDaniels and the Patriots for the following week on Sunday Night Football. They flexed out that game. Even after we won 3 in a row, we were guaranteed to win versus the Rams. They had no quarterback. And we would go into that game versus the Patriots and Bill Belichick in a revenge game, possibly for the playoffs. The NFL flexed out that game for Washington and the Giants. Well, it's because they're in the playoff hunt. It's because they rigged this game. And they knew we were going to lose to a storyline of Baker Mayfield. So why keep that game in there? They had to flex it out early. They had to flex it out as early as possible for the fans to pay their money to go to alternate games at different times. They knew we were going to lose this game. The script already started. So they're like, take that game out, because the Raiders are not really going to be in the playoff hunt in that game. That's what it is. That's my MO, and I'm sticking to it. I'm a Raider fan for life. I love you guys. Tired of this shit. Fucking tired of this shit. And for everybody, oh, Derek Carr needs to go, this and that. Look, I don't know what the problem is. All I can tell you is what I see. And from my vantage point, Josh Mcdumba had no game plan beyond Josh Jacobs. Didn't put the players in the right position. Quit taking his foot off the pedal. Didn't allow Derek Carr to throw it more. Whether he was afraid of Carr or not, I don't care. Josh Mcdumba lost us that game. I'm not going to blame it on the defense, which I don't know what happened there. I don't get it. On the final play, I don't understand. But if the NFL didn't rig that game, then Josh McDaniels lost it for us. That's all I'm going to say. Derek Carr did not lose us that game. We were winning, even with all his mistakes and having a bad game. Yeah. Oh, you're a Derek Carr stan. Relax. If we move on from Derek Carr, I'm okay with it. I see your guys' point. We're not winning. We're not winning. But then, why not move on from Mcdumba? Is he tanking? He might be. Because everything that happened in this game was all the type of play calling that he did to start the season. Where we were playing not to lose, he was playing scared, not making the right calls, not trusting players. And then he put Josh Jacobs in harm's way again. Didn't put Davante Adams in any spots to make plays. Yeah, I'm done. I can't talk about it anymore. I love you guys. God bless. Raiders are out of the playoffs. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, this is a crusher. This is the worst loss of the season. Every loss was bad. Let's just talk about that real quick. We lost a brand new head coach being on the team for 2 or 3 days in Jeff Saturday. We lost to a quarterback being on the team for 42 hours. We blew a 16-point lead 4 times this year. I love you, Reddit Nation. I'm out. Hit the like, subscribe, please. Consider donating. I need support.